Testing. Can you hear us now? Yeah,
Oh, it's better.
I can hear it.
Okay,
We're all good.
that-
Here we have
I
it.
can start over on that then.
I
for the
appreciate
public.
when the public lets us know that.
We do as well. We don't ever want that to happen. Okay, so year to date, we are up 4.7% through the month of April, which is for May collections that we received. We've received $2,568,000 year to date, and we're up $115,000 over last year. The budget projection, just to remind everyone, was 3%, so we are up a little bit over budget. Hopefully that continues. The month of April was a strong one. We were up 8.4% over last year. And then lodging tax, we are down 32.3% for the year and 26.2% for the month of April. All right, and then for the past 6 months, we have seen the revenue cycle going up and down, averaging about 5 to 6% up or 5% down each month. So this is the first 2 month stretch we've had in a row, March and April, where we've been up approximately about 8% each. Any questions on that? All right, so thank you very much.
Thank you. That takes us to item 4. Thank you, Erin. That takes us to item 4, additions, deletions, or corrections to the agenda. Suze, do we have anything?
No, ma'am.
Can I recommend something?
Absolutely.
I recommend that somebody amend 10A, 10B, changing it to approval of the city manager's performance evaluation adjustments.
Thank you. Council, is you good with that?
Yeah.
All right. You bet. That takes us to 5A, the consent calendar, 5A through E. Council, we have the last 3, C, D, and E are all contracts. We can talk about those individually if you'd like.
Individually,
Yeah, individually.
Can we then approve the minutes and the statement of expenditures on the consent calendar, and then we'll take those individually?
Yeah, I'll make a motion for the approval of the regular city council minutes for the May 15th city council meeting and the approval of the April 2025 statement of expenditures and authorize the mayor to sign warrants and payments thereof.
I'll second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion, council? All right, Suze?
Thank you. Nakai,
Yes.
Bryant,
Yes.
Gear,
Yes.
Jones.
yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Case.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries unanimously.
Okay. Item 5C is approval of a contract between the City of Woodland Park and Brave Bear Custom Builders in the amount of $59,625 for renovations to the Planning and Human Resource offices. Council, do you have questions of staff on this one?
Was Rob gonna talk about it or just,
Hey,
or,
and if you have any questions on what would you like to hear just an?
yeah,
overview
maybe
of what
just
we're doing?
it's Rob, if you don't mind, that would be great.
Yeah, so the plan with this, so the old Parks and Rec building is going to become the HR office. So we're doing some renovations in there, cleaning up the drywall, sealing a lot of air gaps between the office and the garage, redoing some flooring. And then over in planning office, so we're looking at taking down a wall to kind of open up the space and put some new desks in there. And then in the planning conference room, putting in new carpet, adding some plugs to the floor so we're not running cords like from the table across the room, things like that. So it's really just kind of, doing some redecoration, moving people around, making space, and opening things up for, better work areas.
Cool.
I think the carpet that you guys will be putting in over there is a smart idea. 'Cause I
The
was looking
squares?
at the hospital, yeah, and that's how theirs is. And I actually seen one of their maintenance guys just pull one up, replace it, and that was it.
Yeah, that's the idea, especially planning, a lot of people come in there with muddy boots and, so if we mess up a track of carpet, we can pull it out and put it back down. So,
Smart idea, in my opinion.
thank you.
Anything else, council? If not, I'd look for a motion, please.
Yeah, so I want to make a motion to approve the contract between the City of Woodland Park and Brave Bear Custom Builders in the amount of $59,625 for renovations to the Planning and Human Resource offices.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Suzanne?
Thank you. Bryant,
Yes.
Gear,
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Case,
Yes.
Nakai.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries unanimously.
Thanks, council.
Thank you, Rob. Item 5D is approval of a contract between the City of Woodland Park and Dawson Infrastructure Solutions in the amount of $114,731.43 for a new sewer camera. Council, questions for staff? Kip's here.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you tell us a little about the camera? I think, I certainly, before I read this item, didn't understand what a sewer camera entailed.
Mhm.
Can you maybe explain what we're actually purchasing?
Absolutely. Everyone loves to film sewer mains. So we are upgrading ours. I shouldn't even say upgrading, replacing ours. We've had a camera, we've had this camera since as long as I've been here, so the last 15 years. We have retrofitted it a couple times, spent $60,000 to $80,000 over the course of the years. That camera is no longer serviceable. We've tried to fix it and we're replacing it. So this camera is a replacement of that camera. Basically it's a camera, it's a tractor, and it's a reel. And what that is it goes into, we have a sewer camera van that this lives in. So when we go out and clean sewer mains, we like to run this back up to make sure they are clean. So it just kind of shows us how effective we're cleaning, as well as look for any damages if there are breaks and things like that. We can send this camera down a main line and see it. So it's not like a normal camera on a wire, if you will. It's got lights, it drives itself, and it pulls the cable behind it, basically. So, when you have sewer mains that are live, you need a camera where the actual lens lifts above the flow line, because you can't see much when that lens is underwater. So I would say I'm really excited about this, but no one likes these things, so yeah.
And this replaces a more dangerous manual inspection. Is that correct?
No, this is the only way we can inspect those sewer lines is via camera. For example, when there's new development, we send a camera all the way down the line to make sure there's no bellies in it or no, when I say bellies, no water accumulating or sitting in low spots, to make sure that the construction of the sewer main is adequate to our standards. Because we don't want to accept inadequate infrastructure, because we'll just have to come back and dig it up later. Yeah, this is the whole spiel. We had 3 bids. They ranged from 160, 150, and this one's 114. So
Thank you.
I can go into more detail, but
Inspectors use cameras. They're like augers that go down and inspect service lines for buyers that are buying new homes, and it actually films the trip through the line. It's interesting. I'll share one with you if you'd like to see.
I'll pass.
Just out of morbid curiosity, what's the minimum line size this camera can go down?
4-inch.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
All right.
It's one of their smaller cameras. I think that's why it's a little bit cheaper. All of our mains should be 8 inches or larger, but we do have some old 6-inch clay tile, and service lines are 4-inch, but I'm looking at purchasing more of a smaller version to go down service lines and things like that.
Thank you.
Anything else, council?
You're welcome to come see the videos.
Thank you, Kip.
So I'll make a motion to approve a contract between the City of Woodland Park and Dawson Infrastructure Solutions in the amount of $114,731.43 for a new sewer camera.
I'll second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other questions, council? Suzanne?
Gear,
Yes.
Jones.
yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Case,
Yes.
Nakai,
Yes.
Bryant.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you, Council.
Council. Item E is approval of a contract between the City of Woodland Park and Great Plains Structures for labor, material, and equipment necessary to install a glass fuse to steel bolted tank in the amount of $1,048,000. Council,
Okay.
questions of staff?
Yeah.
Okay, so, glass fused to steel. I assume the purpose of the glass is to take away that friction zone between the ice in the tank and the steel, which is our current problem with that tank.
Lots of benefits to the glass line tank as opposed to epoxy. The city was deciding between the glass lined or an epoxy lined. An epoxy line tank is significantly cheaper.
Okay,
It was around 383,000 for the epoxy lined.
what's the service life on that though?
So the service life on those is around 15 to 20 years before you have to recoat it.
Okay,
The issue we've had on Gold Hill Tank is the ice buildup. And that ice buildup has deteriorated the thickness of the steel walls to where we need to redo that tank. Hence why we're in front of you today, because we can't just take that tank out of service. We want to upgrade. We do have one glass line tank up on Paradise, up at the top of Paradise. I should say it's called Paradise Tank. That's been in service since the early 2000s and not an issue with it. Glass line tanks, I'm told, will last anywhere from 50 to 60 years.
oh, wow, okay.
Sorry, it was a long answer to,
No, it's important that the math checks out, so to speak, so.
so. One thing that's interesting with, just the epoxy lined in that area, so we've repainted that tank. Oh geez, about maybe 8-10 years ago, to a darker color. That seemed to help with the ice buildup. You can install things like mixers and things like that, but it's just more stuff to fix. And quite frankly, I'm tired of responding to emergencies. So if we have something I don't have to respond to, it's going to be wonderful.
Okay, fair enough.
Anything else, council? If not, a motion, please?
I actually, just one more question, because curiosity's killing me tonight. Okay, so this is a giant tank, so they put the tank in and then they come in and blow glass in and line it? Because I can't imagine that someone's bringing in like a giant chunk of glass.
Right. It's a steel bolted tank and they come in and they glass line it, correct? I just want council to know too, it's still within budget and we're not asking for any more. We budgeted 2.5 or 2.3 or 2.5 for this project and we're still coming in under budget, so.
Perfect. Thank you, Kip.
Would you like to make a motion, Jeff?
Why not?
You have your microphone on.
I make a motion for the approval of a contract between the city of Woodland Park and Great Plains Structures for labor, materials, and equipment necessary to install a glass fused to steel bolted tank in the amount of $1,048,000.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any further questions, council? Suzanne?
Thank you. Jones,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Case,
Yes.
Nakai,
Yes.
Bryant,
Yes.
Gear.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries unanimously.
And I'd just like to add, real quick, Mayor, if that's okay.
Please.
You'll be getting another contract, hopefully in the near future, for the construction of everything for the rest of that. So part of this project. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, that takes us to item 6, public comment on items not on the agenda. Suze?
Yes, Mayor, we have some exciting public comment tonight. First, we're going to start with Jody Maharis from Community Partnership.
Thank you. Council, we have a couple of presentations this evening that will be a little longer than we're normally take public comment on, but they wanted to be on the agenda this evening because of things coming up. And so we're going to give them the time they need to present to you all, if that's okay with you. Thank you. Go ahead, Jody. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, council and staff. I'm Jody Mijares. I'm the CEO of Community Partnership Family Resource Center, which you already know. Also, as you know, CP has for 30 years, more than 30 years, been providing family support services and programs that strengthen families and build community engagement and participation. So I'm here to give you guys an update about one of our 20 programs that we offer the community, and it's about our community gardens. I figured we should do that since it's right here on your front lawn now. And you might want to hear about it. I'm going to start by giving a little bit of history and context to the program, because the program's been around for a long time, and a lot of people don't realize that certain community gardening efforts in the community have all been a part of this program. So the history is, and also, I'm not actually CP's master gardener. So I'm going to be reading from my notes more than I normally do because I'm pretending to know what I'm talking about a little bit with some of it. But I do know about our program. It was established in 2012, and our community garden program has been led by our master gardener, and it has been growing in size and participation for over a decade now. Previous garden locations for our program have been Little Chapel of the Hills in Divide, Summit Elementary School, the Woodland Park Community Church, which the gardens have been there for the last 10 years before we moved here. And I also wanted to highlight a partnership that was involved in our garden program. When we moved our gardens from Divide to Woodland Park, we donated 4 raised beds to the community cupboard so that they would be able to produce their own produce for their food pantry there. So now on to this year, the gardens have relocated to City Hall, which is really exciting for us. It provides a more visible and accessible location to the community. And it's a wonderful new chapter in our gardens program story. And I wanted to let council know, especially that it has been a true pleasure working with city staff, in particular the Parks and Rec Department and the facilities and ground crew. We could not have put that together so quickly without their support, and they've been wonderfully supportive. I want to especially thank Cindy and Rob for just being very patient with us as our vision has evolved and changed and grown for what we're doing out there. A little more context about why community gardens are an asset to a community. They build community, providing a platform for neighbors to connect, collaborate, and share knowledge, and they're educational. So CP is going to be providing weekly work and learn days where we teach gardening in high altitude climate. These will be led by CP's master gardener, and she will be on site coordinating efforts, teaching essential gardening skills and guiding each session. Yeah, the calendar's up on the screen there. It's on our website. We're going to be putting it everywhere. You'll run into it at some point, but you can go to CP's website to access it. Community gardens are sustainable with eco-friendly organic gardening practices and their environmental education and action. They support wellness and they support food access. Fresh produce is available to families and food pantries from a community garden, and it encourages outdoor activity and mental well-being. And lastly, a highlight of community gardens is they beautify public spaces. They create a source of civic pride. And instead of just watering a lawn, what we're going to do is invest in a shared harvest and in an interactive community space. Okay, so that was the history and the context, and now I'll let you know what we've done and then what we're going to do. So far, we have the greenhouse assembled, which will allow us to extend the growing season and get an early start on starter plants. We have 35 galvanized steel garden beds built and installed. Each one has a mesh bottom to deter ground critters from crawling up into the bed and eating the plants. Each bed is layered with cardboard, then slash, then 58 tons of soil, which I almost died when the truck dropped the soil off in the parking lot out there. And then the driver said, there's 3 more loads. So for some reason, it just didn't seem like it was going to be that much, but it was a lot. And again, thanks to Rob and the facilities and grounds crew for coming out and saving us, because we were shoveling it one wheelbarrow at a time. And we got kind of discouraged after a couple of days of that when there was no dent in the pile. But also thanks to the staff and the board of directors of Community Partnership who have been out there every day helping move that dirt. And so many community members who have just pulled their cars over and stopped and gotten out and helped us, which has felt really good. We'd still be shoveling if it weren't for everybody's help. We're also excited to watch the shiny galvanized steel slowly weather into a more rustic sheen that will be easier to look at and will blend beautifully into our landscape. We are amending the soil. Currently, we're adding llama manure and mushroom compost to every bed. We're building hoop houses. Hoop houses create microclimates, which extend the growing season and protect the plants from grazing animals. And we're going to start planting in 2 weeks. We're waiting for that last hard frost, which no one ever knows when it's going to get here. So we think 2 weeks, and then we'll start with potatoes, which start underground, and they'll be safe anyway. And then on our calendar, you'll see each month the different phases of planting that we'll do. And of course, everyone is invited to participate. So what we're going to grow this season, as in all previous years, we will grow a mix of colorful flowers, culinary herbs, vegetables, and we're going to have some demonstration beds and themed beds, which include a pizza garden bed, a salsa garden bed, a butterfly garden, a tea and culinary herb garden, a potato patch, and then we're going to have a couple of sensory beds. Sensory beds are designed to engage all 5 senses, so sight, smell, touch, taste, and sound. And these kinds of beds are especially good for kids, people with disabilities, or just anyone who can benefit from a more interactive, soothing experience with nature. They're really quite beautiful and interesting. We have some special purpose beds reserved for CP's food pantry, CP's early childhood playgroup program. The kids will do a garden bed this summer, which is fun. And then we'll have some we do have some accessible beds for persons with disabilities out there. We are going to include pollinator beds all along the perimeter. These support bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds, and they're going to attract pollinators to all of our other beds in the garden. And we're going to have a native plant bed showcasing the resilience and sustainability of Rocky Mountain local plants. And then at the end of the season, we're going to have a shared harvest. So anybody who participates in the gardens will get to participate in the harvest, take food home or donate it to local food pantries or trade it with other local gardeners. And after that, like I said, we're going to be launching the Work and Learn Days. So every Tuesday and Thursday at minimum, our master gardener will be out there. We welcome the community to come work alongside her and learn from her. She's brilliant. She'll provide hands-on instruction, mentorship, and guidance on those days. We'll have some other pop-up days that'll be on the calendar, like there's one right there about planting potatoes. We will focus this year on first establishing the new garden location successfully. That's priority. That will take most of the season, just getting it built, getting it established, and getting it organized. We want to build meaningful community involvement, and we want to collaborate with the city to shape future programming. Where do we go from here? So that's it. I did just want to say that a community garden is more than just plants. It's about the people and the community and growth. In every meaning of the word growth. It's a place where families can both grow food and friendships. And we are super excited and grateful to the city for inviting us into this partnership, because we don't have a spot at our facility to do this. So we're at the mercy of the community. And this is really just going to be an ideal location right downtown where people can see it and feel like it's theirs. I'd also like to thank 2 funders who have provided resources and support for this project. One is the Colorado Springs Health Foundation, and the other is the Colorado Garden Foundation. So that's my update. Thank you, Council.
Thank you, Jody. Council, do you have questions for Jody?
No, I would offer a thanks to Aaron and Rob and Cindy, as you did, Jody. It's been a great partnership with Community Partnership, and I'm just blown away at the view we have out there right now, and really looking forward to the fruits of that labor. So thank you.
Thank you, George.
Any-
We are in the process of getting the fence built. I think,
Mm.
I'm not gonna give an exact date, but in the next few weeks.
Come on.
So there's much more to come. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
Well, it looks great. You guys have done a lot of hard work.
It's
Thank you
been-
for that.
It's been fun though.
You
Yeah,
bet.
it's been rewarding. So
Thank you.
thanks for the opportunity.
You bet. Suze?
Yes, Mayor, we have another exciting presentation. We have the Girls of the West with us here this evening.
Welcome. If you just please join us at the podium.
Good evening and thanks so much for having us tonight.
Bet.
I'm Corliss Palmer and I've been a 24-year volunteer for the Pikes Peak Bus Rodeo. And my job has been to direct the Girl of the West program. And as such, I schedule and escort the Girl of the West to about 150 appearances from the middle of May till the middle of July. So this is our fourth one today, so that's
Oh.
how we roll. The Girl of the West program started in 1922 with Dawn Norris as the first one 103 years ago. So it was before the Pikes Peak Bus Rodeo started, but there were other rodeos in the area. So it was great. And we have some posters in the back. If you could pass them around town, we'd really appreciate that. 2025 Girl of the West is the 20-year-old daughter of Craig and Mandy Considine. She's been deeply involved in the rodeo community for most of her life, being the Kit Carson Riding Club Queen in 2022 and 2023. And last year she was the Elizabeth Stampede Queen. She has competed in Jim Buckle Series and also been on the Kit Carson Riding Club drill team for 6 years. She graduated from the Village High School and now is studying business marketing at the University of Wyoming. And in her free time, she enjoys spending time with her brothers, skiing, rafting, and trail riding with friends. She rides a really pretty little Palomino named Sandy. So please enjoy Emma.
Welcome, Emma.
Thank you. That backup. Hi, my name is Emma. I'm the Girl of the West, and I serve as the proud ambassador of the Pikes Peak Bus Rodeo. I'm excited to let you know that pro rodeo world champions and rising stars from the U.S. and Canadian circuits and national champions from Mexico will be here to compete for over $1 million in payouts. It's all happening at the NFR Open at the Pikes Peak Bus Rodeo, July 8th through the 12th in Colorado Springs. 250 contestants will be bringing their A-game to the scenic and historic Norris Penrose Event Center to compete in bareback riding, breakaway roping, steer wrestling, team roping, tie-down roping, saddle bronc riding, barrel racing, and bull riding. Finals will be held on Saturday night, July 12th, when the national circuit champions will be crowned. There are 2 reasons why I am both proud and passionate about this rodeo. First, this legacy event reminds us to preserve and celebrate our Western heritage and values, all while hosting the best in the sport of professional rodeo. I'm proud to say I was raised with these values. This is my heritage. And second, I'm grateful we honor our local military at every performance. U.S. Army, SMDC, and MDA on Tuesday night, Fort Carson 4th Infantry Division on Wednesday evening, First Responders and 302nd Airlift Wing on Thursday evening, Guard Reserve units and educators at the Friday matinee, Space Night on Friday evening, the United States Air Force Academy at the Saturday matinee, and NORAD US Northcom on Saturday evening. The Pikes Peak Bus Rodeo has been proudly giving back to our local military since 1946, and I am passionate about that mission. There's nothing quite as exciting as seeing professional rodeo in person, when the caliber is so high and competition is so fierce. You've got to be here to experience it, and we have 7, count them, 7 performances to do so. The NFR Open at the Pikes Peak Bus Rodeo takes place July 8th through the 12th, with evening performances Tuesday through Saturday and matinee performances on Friday and Saturday. Evening performances start at 7 p.m. with grounds opening at 4 p.m. Matinee performances begin at noon with grounds opening at 10 a.m. Want to skip the traffic? Of course you do. We have free garage parking and free shuttles to the rodeo and back to your car for every performance. So kick back and enjoy the ride. You'll want to arrive early, grab a bite to eat, and check out the apparel and other Western fare our vendors have for sale. Find more fun in the PPOBR fan zone with plenty of games, mutton busting prelims, and more. We also have plenty of vendors, our feedlot tent, and the beer and wine corral for adults. Be sure to stick around after the rodeo for autographs from the contestants, rangerettes, visiting royalty, and me, your very own Girl of the West. Then live music and dancing away in the Coors Roadhouse Saloon. When you see our awesome pink Ram truck from Perkins Motors all over town, please know I'll be waving. I hope you'll be waving back. We'll be heading out to represent our rodeo at businesses, military installations, and community events, and stopping by to see some of our generous sponsors who help make this event possible. Speaking of community events, please plan to join us bright and early in downtown Colorado Springs on June 18th for the annual Colorado Springs Western Street Breakfast and the official send-off for the Pikes Peak Range Riders annual ride. Then get ready for the best in professional rodeo at the NFR Open at the Pikes Peak Bus Rodeo, July 8th through the 12th at the Norris Penrose Event Center. Tickets are on sale now. Get yours at pikespeakerbus.org. I'll see you there. I can't wait. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice job. Oh, great. Thank you. Suze, do we have anyone else signed up?
We do. We have Debbie Miller. Now, Debbie, can you top that?
Do you have it memorized?
Thank you, Debbie Miller, Woodland Park Chamber, but I will be at the street breakfast. If you haven't gone, it is so amazing. And it is hard to top. I wanted to come before you tonight because I do hope that you received my email that went out yesterday. Over the past week, I've had banks, I've had the senior center, I've had county offices say, "Help, Deb." This bogus text message is coming out. It seems to be hitting our Teller County residents, and I was the recipient at 7 a.m. this morning to receive one as well. It is a bogus text that's going out. They claim they're from the DMV. They claim that you've got, you're in arrears with a fine on your license or on your vehicle registration. And then they kind of weave in about the toll information as well. Unfortunately, I do know someone who did click on that. They literally had to go in and close all bank accounts. They had to close their credit card accounts. It has been a nightmare for them. So what I'm asking tonight, we did send this text out. We have it on our social media. But if you know people, please share that with them because it can be an absolute nightmare. And our seniors are the ones right now that we are seeing more of that are just literally scared to death that their driver's license is going to be suspended or their vehicle registration. So I'm just asking for assistance with the city as well to make sure that information gets out and we limit anyone else having to go through this. So thank you.
Thank you, Debbie, for bringing that up. I did receive that as well. Okay, anyone else, Suze?
That's it.
Thank you. Anyone in the audience wishing to address the council? Seeing no one, we will move on to item 7, unfinished business. We have none. And item 8, ordinances on initial posting. We have item A, approval of an ordinance number 1497, series 2025, to amend the 2025 budget expenditure appropriations, the budget supplemental ordinance, on initial posting and set the public hearing for June 19th, 2025. Aaron, would you like to just give us a brief
Absolutely. Nicole, can you throw that up? there for me?
update?
There we go. All right, we have 3 items on this supplemental. The first one is $11,000 additional for the DDA micro grants. The original approval was for $150,000, and the DDA asked to approve an additional $11,000 so they could approve all of the applications that they received. And we're already starting to see some of that work being done, so it's fantastic. I'm really, really excited to see what's gonna happen out there. We are also asking, we made a mistake in the budget on the DDA legal expense line. We're asking to increase that to 30,000 from the 10,000 that was incorrectly put in there. 30,000 is what it's been the last forever since I've been here. So we won't have enough money if they're not able to increase that line. And then the third item is a boiler for the aquatic center. And sorry, this is giving me, there we go. $23,825 to replace heat exchanger, burner assembly, and gaskets on the pool boiler, which basically means we need a heater for the pool and it's gone out. So that's it for this.
Thank you, Aaron. Any questions, council, for staff?
Yeah, just a quick one. So are they not heating the pool right now, or what's the?
I believe they're only able to heat one half. They're only able to heat the lap side of the pool. Is that correct? No, the other side. Go ahead. Yes.
Please.
Thank you, Aaron, and good evening, City Council. So the heater in the leisure pool is not working, but it is maintaining a temperature of 74 degrees. Chilly, but doable. But we are still heating that pool, and we're opening that up for a little bit more of leisure or open swim time as well.
Thanks, Cindy.
Thank you, Cindy. Anything else, council? Could I get a motion, please?
Okay, so I'll make a motion to approve ordinance number 1497, series 2025, to amend the 2025 budget expenditure appropriations on initial posting and set the public hearing for June 19th, 2025.
I'll second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Anything else, council? Suze?
Thank you. Smith,
Yes.
Case,
Yes.
Nakai,
Yes.
Bryant.
Yes.
Gear.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you, council. Item 9 is public hearings. We have 3 items. The first is item A, approval of a special event liquor license for America's Mountain Festival to be held on July 5th, 2025. Suzanne?
Thank you, Mayor. As everyone knows, they've seen all of the publicity and everything. We've had last council meeting where we approved the TUP for this event. We are holding an event here in the city called America's Mountain Festival. They've applied for a liquor's license for a special event permit for July 5th, 2025. These are just some of the facts of their application that I need to go through with you. The applicant is Chef Victor Matthews, and I think a lot of you know who Chef Victor is. He's applied with it. His nonprofit is Restaurant as Mission. Yeah. So he's applied for it. The organization is a nonprofit and they have a current sales tax ID number. The America's Mountain Festival will be held at 120 South Center Avenue on July 5th from noon to 9 p.m. The application was submitted into the clerk's office on March 13th. The festival TUP was approved last council meeting on May 15th. The property was posted on May 22nd, and public notice was placed on the city's website May 22nd. The character of the applicant is not an issue for this hearing. All applicable fees have been paid, and the city clerk's office is recommending approval of this special event liquor license. Can I answer any questions in Chef Victor's absence this evening?
Anything, council? Okay, all right. Then I would ask for a motion. Thank you. Thank you, Catherine. That's why you're here. No, I'm just kidding. I will open the public comment portion of this public hearing. Is there anyone wishing to address the council? Seeing no one, I will close the public comment portion of this public hearing and now look for a motion, please.
I'll make a motion for the approval of special event liquor license for America's Mountain Festival to be held on July 5th, 2025.
I'll second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion, council? Suzanne?
Thank you. Case?
Yes.
Nakai?
Yes.
Bryant?
Yes.
Gear?
Yes.
Jones?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries unanimously. Rob's stalking me.
Right, item 9B is approval of a transfer of a hotel and restaurant liquor license from Pikes Peak Barbecue to Pikes View Barbecue located at 1139 East Highway 24. Suze.
Thank you, Mayor. Rob was just sharing with me that the applicant stepped out for a little while thinking, there's a little bit of a language barrier, thinking that the hearing was going to be a little bit later on. She's not here. It's not necessary for her to be here. I think I can answer any questions that you might have on her behalf, but she might come back in. So as Mayor Case said, this is a transfer of a liquor license. Everyone knows, I believe, where Pikes Peak Barbecue currently resides at on 1139 East US Highway 24. They're transferring their license, and the applicant is Leslie Chen, and they have a current sales tax license and the federal ID number. A petition of needs and desires is not necessary for this application because it's already an established liquor license. They've already had one there. The location is eligible to be licensed. Possession of the property is documented by a lease, and it is fully executed and dated through March 21st, 2025. Let's see when it's dated through. Nicole, do you know how long the lease is for? Because we're supposed to have a date in here. 35. Okay, this says 2025. Sorry. Thank you. Okay, so we have a lease for 10 years. The application was submitted on April 30th, 2025 to the clerk's office. It is in good standing, no character issues for this license, and I'm available to answer any questions on the applicant's behalf. Recommendation is to approve the transfer of this liquor license.
Thank you, Suze. Council, questions of staff?
Yeah, Suzanne, so is the name Pikes View Barbecue correct? Is that what it's gonna be?
No, there's a typo there. So
Yeah.
it's
Peak.
going from Pikes Peak Barbecue to Pikes View Barbecue.
That is correct.
Yeah, that one is, but the
Okay.
one on the agenda said Pikes Pike. So it's Pikes Peak Barbecue, and they're changing their name to Pikes View Barbecue.
Gotcha. Okay. So this is where what we currently know as Peak View Barbecue.
Correct.
That is being sold or transferred or what? Yeah, okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Anything else, council? All right, I will open the public comment portion of this public hearing. Anyone in the audience wishing to address council on this item? Seeing no one, I will close the public comment portion of this public hearing and look for further discussion or a motion from council.
Yeah, I'll move that we approve the transfer of a hotel and restaurant liquor license from Pikes Peak Barbecue to Pikes View Barbecue, located at 1139 East Highway 24.
I'll second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All right, Suzanne, would you call the roll?
Sure. Nakai,
Yes.
Bryant,
Yes.
Gear,
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Case.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you, council. Item 9C is approval of ordinance number 1496, series 2025, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Woodland Park, Colorado, confirming the repeal of the City Council on March 10th, 2025, of the portion of the city sales tax that formerly supported the Woodland Park School District, thereby reducing the city sales tax by 1.09% as of March 10th, 2025. Nina Williams.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and Council. I had notes 2 weeks ago, but even though it was read on first reading, I would like to restate for the public's knowledge.
Thank you.
These are my own notes, but I'll be reading a lot of them. So on March 10th, 2025, by emergency ordinance number 1492, you as a City Council of Woodland Park repealed the portion of the city sales tax that previously supported the Woodland Park School District. Because council's action was by emergency ordinance, the city's sales tax was immediately reduced from by 1.09% to 3%. And the city instructed retailers to begin collecting tax at the 3% rate. Section 7.7C of the Woodland Park City Charter states, an emergency ordinance shall not be in effect longer than 90 days after passage and shall not be extended as an emergency ordinance. However, pursuant to the Tabor Amendment to the Colorado Constitution, the Taxpayer Bill of Rights, any tax, once repealed, whether by emergency ordinance or otherwise, may only be reimposed by voters at an election. Notwithstanding this explicit command of the Tabor Amendment, the fact that Ordinance 1492 was approved as an emergency ordinance has led some people to speculate or opine that 1.09% tax might be able to be recreated or reimposed once the 90-day period for the effect of the emergency ordinance has expired. Again, it cannot, pursuant to Tabor, without an election, similar to the repeal and reimposition of any tax. Therefore, in order to clarify and memorialize Ordinance 1492's intent and remove any doubt or speculation as to the permanent effect of Council's March 10th, 2025 action repealing the tax, and due to the language in Section 7.7C of the Charter, this ordinance will memorialize such repeal with a regular non-emergency ordinance. This can also be seen as a procedural belt and suspenders approach and a prudent recommendation that the City Attorney's Office strongly recommends to remove any doubt or confusion from the public and resolve this express language in Tabor with the portion of your charter relating to emergency ordinances. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Thank you, Nina. Questions, council? All right, then I will open the public comment portion of this public hearing. Do we have anyone online or in the audience that would like to address the council?
We have no one signed up and nobody online, ma'am.
Thank you. Seeing no one in the audience, I will close the public comment portion of this public hearing and ask the council if there's further discussion or a motion.
I'll make a motion for the approval of ordinance number 1496, series 2025, an ordinance of the City Council of the City of Woodland Park, Colorado, confirming the repeal by the City Council on March 10th, 2025, of the portion of the city sales tax that formerly supported the Woodland Park School District, thereby reducing the city sales tax by 1.09% as of March 10th, 2025.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion, council? Suzanne, would you call the vote?
Thank you. Bryant,
Yes.
Gear,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Case,
Yes.
Nakai.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you. That takes us now to item 10, new business. Item A is discussion of appointment of a new city council member. And we'll look to Suzanne Leclerc for some guidance.
Thank you, Mayor. As council is aware, there is a vacant council seat that was vacated by the resignation of Carol Harvey. The city charter lays out the options that council has to fill this vacancy. The city charter states, under section 3.5, a vacancy shall be filled by a majority vote of the mayor and/or the remaining council after such a vacancy occurs, provided there will not be a regular municipal election within 90 days of such vacancy. To fill a vacancy, the mayor and/or remaining councils may appoint any qualified person, conduct an open application process, appoint the person who received the next highest vote total in the last municipal election should the vacancy occur within 6 months of said election, or if the council fails to reach a majority vote on the appointment of a new mayor or council member, the council may call a special election to fill the vacancy, provided there will not be a regular municipal election within 90 days of the last tie vote. Another option that's not in the charter, it's not listed in the charter, the council does have this option, is they can do nothing and leave the council with a vacant council seat. The term for this council seat, if appointed, will expire April 2026, so in about 10 months. And this evening, I'm looking from council for direction on how you'd like us to proceed.
Thank you, Suzanne. So I'll just I have a comment, if that's all right, to share with you all. In light of all of the things we've been through recently, it would be my wish that we take a breather, take a break. There's no rush, as you can see in what the charter says. We can appoint anyone at any time or not and wait for the next election, which is about 10 months away. So that would be my preference, but I will let you all continue the discussion.
Yeah, I would agree with that, Mayor. I think a pause would be a good thing for us right now. And I don't see the six of us having some kind of locked decision.
I don't either.
at this point.
No, for once, I finally agree with everyone on this. one. So
Wow, I'm gonna write that down.
a broken clock's right twice a day, but, no, I fully support kind of just taking a deep breath and leaving the seat open. We're so close to the next election. I don't see any value in putting someone up here kind of in a temp role. We get along really well as a group. We talk about the things that we disagree on in a professional manner. So I fully support that approach.
Well, and it's a new person on the council. The learning curve is pretty lengthy, as some of you know. We all know, actually, because we've all been there. And so a 10-month service, that's not long. So anyway, anyone else?
Taking no action now would not prevent us from taking action in the future. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
Catherine?
Yeah, I have no problem taking a pause at this point. I mean,
Steve?
Like to sleep on it.
All right. Sounds like we have consensus.
Okay, so consensus is we'll just leave it as is for now until I hear further from the council. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, council. Item 10B is approval of the city manager's performance evaluation adjustments for the 25-26 year. As you all know, the council had an executive session prior to this meeting at 5:15, and we had a presentation by our current manager, Aaron Vasilati, about his accomplishments and all of the things that that his staff and he accomplished over the last year. And it's quite impressive and quite lengthy. So the council did come to a consensus in our discussions. And with that, if you all don't have anything else to add to that, then I would like to, on a rare occasion, make a motion, if you don't mind.
Mayor, do so.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to adjust Aaron Vasilati, our city manager's contract of employment, to a salary of $223,650 with a 5% annual bonus and the full coverage of his health insurance benefits.
I would second that motion.
Thank you.
Can I just make a clarification?
You can. Thank
So
you for the
hi-
help.
Yes, thank you. City manager's contract is not changing, but his compensation is changing. I know it might sound like a little technical, but that's what I'm here for.
Thank you, Lena. Appreciate that. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion, council?
Other than, thank you, Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron.
Just, sorry. Logistical thing. Do we need to amend the motion then?
No.
I think it's understood. It's up to you all. I think it's understood. It's just a clarification. The contract's not changing. It's just the compensation
Okay.
not changing.
I just want to make sure we got that right.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Any further discussion?
I wish I could say something bad about him, but.
He's performed exceptionally well. I've worked with about 6 city managers, maybe more, over the years, and I have to say that you do rise above most. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Aaron.
Suzanne, would you call the roll?
Sure. Here,
Absolutely.
Jones,
Yes.
Smith,
Yep.
Case,
Yes.
Nakai,
yes.
Bryant.
Yes.
Motion carries unanimously. And Mayor, if I may, on behalf of the staff, Aaron, we all appreciate everything you do. So thank you. Yeah.
Thanks, Suzanne. I
If I
appreciate
can
that.
just say one thing, council, I really do appreciate the confidence that you place in me. It means everything, and I really appreciate the unanimous vote. That means a lot to me as well. To the community, it is an absolute honor to serve you another year, so I appreciate the opportunity. Look forward to some amazing work we're gonna get done, so thank you.
Oh, you didn't see the small print? It's, you're here for.
Keep clapping over his.
Uh, Well, thank you, Aaron. And thank you, council. Item 11 is reports, the mayor's report. I just want to share with you a little bit. Anita and I had a kickoff call, if you will, with the Main Street group at the state level on the 29th. It was a Zoom call, and what they did is kind of gave us a roadmap and kind of how to begin reestablishing the Main Street program. And there is a summary that Anita put together on that call. Maybe we could share that with the council instead of me going through all of that. It was really encouraging. They're really excited for us to be back and to help us take those stair steps again to an effective Main Street program. So with that, I'll ask the staff to send that out to the
Absolutely, I'll
council.
send that out to you.
Thank you.
And just as I guess for the public, in the past, the prior Main Street programs did not have to have or have some kind of liaise with the city, right? And now they're requiring that, is that right?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah.
They require full-time staff.
It
There you go.
requires a minimum of 50% staff allocation. That's the absolute minimum. And then we would have definitely encouraged the council to have a liaison on this. On that
Yeah,
board.
As did they. So.
that's right.
Anything else I can help with? If something comes up or comes to mind, don't hesitate to reach out.
No, I'm interested in the summary. That would be good.
Okay. Excuse me. Thank you for your patience. I'll share the community events now. June 5th through June 19th, 2025. Friday, June 6th at Memorial Park from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. is the first day of this year's Farmers Market and Arts and Craft Fair season, and that would be tomorrow. Come and check out vendors from all over Colorado that provide a variety of fruits, vegetables, fresh baked bread, honey, coffee, food trucks, and more. On Saturday, June 7th, and that is held over here in Memorial Park. Saturday, June 7th at Woodland Park High School student parking lot, the Key Club with Kiwanis is having their biannual garage sale from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. And I believe that's the former community garage sale, citywide garage sale. That was it. Yeah. Also on Saturday, June 7th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Teller County Sheriff's Office is hosting their 15th annual open house. There will be free food, carnival games, and staff on hand to meet with folks. Stop by and say hello and grab a bite to eat. And on Wednesday, June 11th is the free community concert at the UPass Cultural Center Lawn Pavilion. This is our first outdoor community concert. The Midnight Riders, a 5-piece classic rock, Americana, and country band, will be playing on the outdoor stage. Woody's Bar is open and Firehouse on the Run Barbecue will start serving at 5:30 p.m. Concert starts at 6. Catherine.
So the charter review didn't meet this month due to a number of us not being able to. So the next charter review meeting will be July 11th at 2:30 to 4:30 here at City Hall in the upstairs conference room. And then the other one is, and I'm sorry, I don't know where it's actually going to be held. I believe it's the UPass Cultural Center. The VFW is having their annual pig roast July 7th at 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. And then that's all I have.
Thank you, Catherine. Seth? Yes.
Thank you. I will mention once again that in just over 2 weeks on Saturday, June 21st, beginning at 8:30 a.m. for registration, is the Keep Woodland Park Beautiful annual citywide cleanup. It's a great event. It'll start at 9. If you are going to participate, please go and register on the city's website. All ages are welcome. Java House and the Donut Mill are generously providing morning refreshments. There's also going to be a cleanup sponsored by Apex Waste of Teller County, and they're providing an additional opportunity for area residents by opening the Divide Transfer Station for drop-off and waste and waste and recyclables, pardon me, from 10 a.m. to noon on the 21st as well. So if you got some spring cleaning, great time to drop that off.
Seth, does that
very generous
include
of them.
electronics by chance?
You know, I am not 100%
Okay.
sure on that.
That's fine.
Might as well bring by and ask,
Yes.
you know?
It hasn't usually,
Okay.
but why not?
I
We
think Rick
Well, they-
knows.
Yeah, we do have that defined on the website. So if you go to the Keep Woodland Park Beautiful
Okay.
emblem on the city's website under latest news, it gives you a list of what is not accepted.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for that.
And if anybody else is looking to get involved, any residents or businesses, there's more information on the city's website. And again, you can register there. But we hope to see you all there. It'll be a great time meeting some of your neighbors and helping our Main Street look as good as it can get.
I can attest, it is fun. It's actually.
It is fun. Yes, Jeff.
All right, so before I get into my Parks and Rec update, I just want to, like I did last year, give a shout out to the second annual Pride Above the Clouds Festival that was held Sunday, June 1st in Memorial Park. We had a great turnout, second year in a row, so really appreciated everyone that showed up and hung out and said hi. So for my Parks and Rec update, I just have a couple of things. The Woodland Park Wahoos, their first summer swim meet is Wednesday, June 11th at 12 noon at the Aquatic Center. Summer art camp for 6 to 12 years old is 12:30 to 3 p.m. June 16th through the 18th in Memorial Park. And lastly, we have free community garden classes. This was covered a little bit in Jody's presentation earlier, but just to kind of recap this, they'll be 9 a.m. to noon at City Hall here outside of the community garden. Tuesday, June 10th and Thursday, June 12th will be about amending soil. And Tuesday, June 17th will be to build a garden bed hoop house. That is all.
Thank you, George.
Yeah, DDA was able to get together last Tuesday, which was great. Thank you, John, for holding firm to that. We actually had a short meeting, so not exceedingly long. We went through Tava House, so many of you have seen a lot of this. These guys are getting into fast motion now, and you've seen the building going up. It's actually really interesting because from our side of the street where Zeb's and Gear Lab is, you now see this structure that's towering over what was the Rhapsody building. So yeah, it's pretty interesting, pretty exciting to see and hopeful. I don't want to talk about opening dates. I'll let them do that and stuff. They are, as you can imagine, the festival is top of mind for everybody. So there's action plans to either, have grass in place or to put artificial turf down. So there's a number of plans like Derek had mentioned when he was at the podium. So they're still talking about that. So all that's moving along. Of course, we just did initial posting for the additional micro grant stuff. We talked about that. And Aaron mentioned, and I think it's fantastic, this micro grant program, because as Aaron mentioned, there's already been some business owners taking action on their buildings, and that's fantastic. And it'll be great because you're going to start to see this cleanup before the 4th of July. So that'll be pretty exciting. Yeah. And then you can talk about reimagining Bertram Park. Yeah, I'll just leave that to you because I wasn't there. That's it.
Thank you, George. Steve. Oh, my. Well, thank you anyway. City Attorney.
I don't have anything specific. I just want to say, you all are doing a lot, and we're so proud as our law firm, so proud to be part of a lot of the good work that you're doing. So thanks.
Thanks, Nina. Aaron, City Manager report.
Thank you. Yes, so we did have our Bergstrom Park open house on last Wednesday, and it was very well attended. I believe I was officially told we had 60 members of the community, and then we had a lot of staff and council there as well. So we had very great turnout. We had our last advisory meeting on this Tuesday, and I really like the direction that it's going. I think some of the concepts that we're seeing are really going to make a difference in that downtown. I will say that they are planning to bring one final concept to the next open house. So that's going to be on June 25th. And so hopefully the community will come out and let us know what they're thinking on that one. So that's pretty exciting. And then I'm going to turn it over to Suzanne.
Thanks, Aaron. Council, with your permission, I see Miss Chen back there. Rob, if she wants to speak, like, can we give her a moment just to let her tell us what she's doing with her new business?
Sure.
But while we wait for Ms. Chen, council, I would like to ask permission from you to cancel the July 3rd city council meeting. We typically cancel the second meeting in June because most of us are at CML. This year, the way CML fell, we're still having 2 meetings in June. With it being July 3rd, the night before the 4th of July, we're asking for permission to cancel that council meeting.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate it.
What time we get it, do we have a schedule for the CML yet?
Yes, I'm gonna give it to all of you, a packet paperwork.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw her, Rob, but she came in.
I think she left.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just feel bad.
Breckenridge. No, we Breckenridge.
Okay, don't worry about it, Rob.
Glenwood.
We can't, there's nothing we can do about it. Thank you.
All right. So now we are going to adjourn to another executive session. We will adjourn this meeting upstairs because we have no further business this evening on our agenda. So I just wanted to let all of you know that we won't be coming back to this room. We will adjourn the meeting in the conference room upstairs.
We need a motion.
And no formal action will be taken at all.
We need a motion, Mayor, to go into executive session.
Miss Nakai is standing ready.
Yes, all right. I'd like to make a motion to convene in an executive session for discussion pursuant to CRS section 24-6-4024A regarding the purchase, acquisition, lease, transfer, or sale of any real property, personal or other property interest, and pursuant to pursuant to CRS section 24-6-4024E to determine positions relative to matters that may be subject to negotiations, developing a strategy for negotiations, and instructing negotiators. And the following additional details are provided for identification purposes: potential real property acquisition for the purposes of securing water resources and potential real property acquisition within the city of Woodland Park for potential park and open space purposes.
I'll second. We have a motion and a second. Council, any questions? Could I have the vote, please? Suzanne, call the vote.
Jones,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Case,
Yes.
Nakai,
Yes.
Bryant,
Yes.
Gear.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries unanimously. Mayor, I just need like 5 minutes.
You got it.
Thank you.